Ladies and gentlemen, hobos and tramps, cross-eyed mosquitoes and bow-legged ants. Admission is free. Y'all pay at the door. Pull up a chair and sit on the floor. Welcome now, children, grandchildren, great-granny. It's time again for the famous Hartland Hootenanny. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Crow's Nest here at Hartland Studios on Hart Lane in East Nashville, Tennessee, USA. I'm Ketch, Secor of Old Crow Medicine Show, and you're watching a brand new show, which already happens to be the most exciting hour of live stream entertainment you've ever seen from one man, one banjo, and one Victrola under quarantine. Yes, it's been since Fausto Carmona's transformation to Roberto Hernandez that you've seen a program this profoundly wholesome yet haphazardly slipshod, and it is with a buffalo jump of sincerity that I welcome each of you to the broadcast. Our special guest on the Hartland Hootenanny tonight is the one and only Mr. Jukebox himself, Joshua Hedley. How about that? Such a voluminous offering of songs and merriment are bound your way with a vivid vigor of broken-like dependability. Yet these are harrowing times, so we offer you this hour with an empathetic heart. There's no time like the present. Let's hitch our wagon to a shooting star. This is the Hartland Hootenanny. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, welcome one and all girls and boys to the Hartland Hootenanny. We're so glad to be with you. It's Saturday night. We're coming to you live from Tennessee, so let's kick things off with a good old hillbilly song. Yeah! I'm gonna sing and jump and shout. I'm gonna blow the windows out. I'm gonna play my fiddle loud all night long. And I ain't gonna change my sound when old Smokey comes around. I'm gonna shout my mountain music all night long. All night long, all night long. I'll be high up on the mountain when daylight comes. And I ain't gonna change my sound when old Smokey comes around. I'm gonna shout my mountain music all night long. I'm gonna fire up my fuse. I'm gonna boogaloo my blues. I'm gonna cut her out from Raleigh to Richmond. And if my major string should break, Lord, open them pearly gates. I'm gonna shuck and jive, buck and wing, rattle them bones all night and sing. Shout mountain music all night long. All night long, all night long. I'll be high up on the mountain when daylight comes. And I ain't gonna change my sound when old Smokey comes around. Gonna shout my mountain music all night long. I'm gonna keep 6 feet away, wear my face mask every day. I'm gonna meditate and pray it won't be long. And I ain't gonna worry my mind when I'm standing in the welfare line. I'm gonna scrub and clean and disinfect, drink my bleach like the president says. Shout my mountain music all night long. All night long, all night long. I'll be high up on the mountain the daylight comes. And I ain't gonna change my sound when I get to Nashville town. I'm gonna shout my mountain music all night long. Welcome home to the Hartland Studios, y'all. It is Saturday night. Here live with all of us here. Well, me, actually. It's Saturday night, and I want to show you around my place. Here's my carving of a coho salmon. Here's my poster of an old crow show at the Roundhouse in London, featuring a rare and coveted signature from Ben Lovett of Mumford & Sons, moonlighting as one of the old crows. Here's my souvenir cup from when Darius scored a #1 hit with our song Wagon Wheel. Oh, and here is my portrait of that very first of the Shotgun Willies. 16th century playwright, bard and poet, William Shakespeare, the original Hank Williams. Oh, William Shakespeare, can you see us now? You kept your wits through the bubonic plague. What would you make of our predicament here in this latest curtain call of pestilence, the COVID-19 era? Just last week, you would have turned something like 400 years old, but you're here in spirit on the Hootenanny tonight as I recite the words of your sonnet, number 128. How oft when thou my music playest upon that blessed wood whose motion sounds with thy sweet fingers when thou gently swayest, that wiry concord that mine ear confounds, do I envy those jacks that nimble leap to kiss the tender inward of thy hand, whilst my poor lips, which should that harvest reap, at the wood's boldness by thee blushing stand? To be so tickled, they would change their state and situation with those dancing chips, o'er whom thy fingers walk with gentle gait, making dead wood more blessed than living lips. Since saucy jacks so happy are in this, give them thy fingers, me thy lips to kiss. Ah, springtime, Shakespeare, love in the air, Dogwoods a bloomin'. Gosh, aren't you glad we're back at the Hartland Hootenanny all together? And also, doesn't that sonnet remind you of a song? Love-struck Romeo sang the streets of serenade, laying everybody low with a love song that he made. Finds a street light, steps out of the shade and says something like, "You and me, babe, how about it?" Juliet says, "Hey, it's Romeo, you nearly give me a heart attack." He's underneath the window, she's singing, "Hey, la, my boyfriend's back." You shouldn't come around here singing up to people like that. Anyway, hey, what you gonna do about it? Juliet, the dice were loaded from the start, and I bet, and you exploded into my heart, and I forget the movie song. When you gonna realize it was just that the time was wrong, Juliet? We come from different streets, they're both the streets of shame. Both dirty, both mean, yes, even the dream's the same. I dreamed your dream for you, and now your dream is real. How can you look at me as if I was just another one of your deals? When you can call for chains of silver, you can call for chains of gold. You can fall for pretty strangers, and the promises they hold. You promise me everything, you promise me thick and thin. Now you just say, "Oh, Romeo, you know I used to have a scene with him." Juliet, when we made love, you used to cry. You said, "I love you like the stars above. I'm gonna love you till I die. There's a place for us." You know the movie song. When you gonna realize it was just that the time was wrong, Juliet? Shakespeare here on the Hartland Hootenanny. Because y'all, the only game besides baseball that we're missing here in our nation and itching to play is the game that we've got coming up for you next. A little game that we like to call Who's Homeschooling Who? Quarantine Dad's Edition. Now, fellas, some of you tuned in are wonderful fathers experiencing the shrill exuberance and the dull repetitive meat grind that is operating a quarantine homeschool. But many of you guys out there currently, as far as you know, are not yet fathers, right? Well, guys, let me cut to the chase and say that as a professional entertainer, I routinely bear witness in a concert setting to the behavioral traits of dads or dads-to-be, which, if taken as a microcosm, would suggest a potential gross national unpreparedness for the task of father-led quarantine homeschooling. Now, if quarantine homeschools are to continue into, say, the dreaded summer school season, then new methodologies need arise to determine and subsequently propel rates of homeschool fatherhood effectiveness for this and the next global pandemic. And so, researchers behind the scenes at the Hartland Hootenanny are hard at work developing a new aptitude test that will determine once and for all, guys, who among you has what it takes to be a homeschool father. Now, who wants to play? Our celebrity contestant today is Johnny. Who is our celebrity contestant today? Ketch! It's the aforementioned hillbilly Shakespeare himself, Hank Williams! Hooray, hooray, hooray! Here he is now, folks. Okay, Hank, are you ready to play Who's Homeschooling Who? Quarantine Dad's Edition?
I'm just glad you asked me back.
Ha ha, very good, Hank. Now, let me reach over here into my Grecian urn for our first question. It's a 4th grade question, so think back.
I got this. See, I graduated from the 4th grade.
Ha ha! I'm sure you did. Dads, at home, you can play along with Hank. And Johnny, tell us, who is Hank Williams playing for at home tonight? He's playing for the Pouts family of Grafton, Wisconsin, for Seamus Stanley of Albany, Oregon, and for Matt Bailey of Greensboro, North Carolina. Okay, Hank, are you ready to play?
Let's set the woods on fire.
Okay, your first question is... Carmen's gymnastic class starts at 10:40 a.m. and ends at 1:20 p.m. If she took a 25-minute break to drink a kale and peanut butter smoothie, how much time did Carmen spend at gymnastics class? What say you, Hank Williams?
I say, what's a kale and peanut butter smoothie?
I'm sorry, the answer is 2 hours and 15 minutes. Okay, here's our next question. Carlos travels by train for 110 miles, by bus for 56 miles, and then walks the final 5 miles. How far does Carlos travel?
I'm really more of a singer.
Just take a guess.
125 miles.
Oh, so close, Hank, but the answer is 171 miles. Okay, here's our last question. A theater charges $4 for each matinee ticket. If it sells 360 tickets for a matinee performance, what would be the gross box office revenue?
I'm just going to sing it, man. Romanian numerals, they're a pain. I is for 1 and X is for 10. What's the use in bothering to fool your head and count like Caesar when Caesar's dead?
Oh, I'm sorry, you were so close. But Hank, we were looking for 1,440. Too bad. Well, thanks so much for playing along at home, and much gratitude to our very special celebrity guest, the Hillbilly Shakespeare himself, Hank Williams! See you next week on another edition of Who's Homeschooling Who? Quarantine Dads Edition. Whoa, y'all. It's Saturday night. We already got the fever. Come on over here. It's time to do a medley of those catchy, entertaining, and memorable songs made famous as rendered by the Old Crow Medicine Show. I'm a one-man band tonight. All my boys are home in quarantine. So I'm gonna approximate for you. Like this.
Woo! Oh, Mr. D-Dale from up in Clarksdale shot his brother with a pop. Spent 20 years of hard times before he saw the light. Now he's preaching on the corner of a Mississippi Saturday night. Got to the pawn shop, the Bellbond Motel. Dream all you wanna, you ain't going nowhere. All the ladies in the juke joint are looking for a fight. And they treat you like a possum on a Mississippi Saturday night. Yeah, Vicksburg, Natchez, down to Crescent City. The Gulf Coast blues, Lord, it sure is a pity. Don't make a lot of money, baby, that's alright. Cause we make a lot of loving on a Mississippi Saturday night. All right. I'm a world away, right outside your window. I got money in my pocket and I brought a nice bottle of wine. I think I'm on the list. Do you see my name there? I come a long, hard way and I'm looking for better times. Well, I tried to get over and I tried to get across. Now I'm sitting at the door, but the door is locked. I can see them pretty guys door seat door. I can hear that music from the radio. But I'm a world away, yeah. I'm a world away, yeah. Standing at the gates with my suitcase, but I'm a world away. Ooh, ooh, ooh. All right.
Let me put away my Grecian urn. Did you like the song? Oh, darling.
Woo!
Well, now, I don't know what we got next, but I get you, it's gonna be good. Hot hot dog. Oh, you know what that sound is? Yes, it's that time for that special segment on the Hartland Hootenanny, that time that we like to call News on Parade. Yes, that's right. It's News on Parade time, that time when we all get together to talk about some of the things that is all on our hearts and our minds as we consider, the days beyond and the days that are to come. Now, the top news story that we're discussing here on the Hartland Hootenanny is an exciting new piece of journalism about all of the members of the Old Crows. Now, I corresponded with them not too long ago, earlier today. I reached out and I asked them to just have a few words, and so we've put together a kind of a video montage of what some of the Old Crows are up to in quarantine right now. So let me get out my laptop and we'll see if we can't roll that clip when it comes rolling on down. Let's see. Oh, I think I'm ready to do it. Did I do it?
Oh, hey, Ketch. Hey, everybody. Wish I was going to be at the Hootenanny tonight, but I got to get these sweet taters in the ground, because spring is here. And I hope to be seeing all of you very, very soon. And until then, you stay safe and keep on dancing.
Hey, Ketch. Man, sorry I can't be on the Hartland Hootenanny tonight, but it's grilling season. I done had me one of them drive-through margaritas, and I'm just living my best life out here, grilling these old Krispy Kreme donuts. Oh yeah, this one looks about to be ready. Yeah, sorry, man. Have a good one. I gotta go. Whew. Come on, baby.
Howdy, Ketch. Thanks so much for checking in on the Old Crows. My wife Kristen and I are loving the Hootenanny. We hate that we can't be there in person, but we know we all will be together again soon, old crowing and raising a ruckus. In the meantime, we've been catching up on yard work, reading books, drinking beers, having conversation, phone calls, letters, you name it. There are some things about quarantine that are positive. It reminds me of that great Eastern hillbilly himself, Mr. Gandhi, who quoted, "There is more to life than increasing its speed." Carry on, brother. I'll see you soon.
Hey, Ketch. Thanks for reaching out, man. We're doing pretty great here in quarantine. Just working on some home improvement projects. Come check out the upgrades. Hey! What do you think? Man, can't wait to be back with you and the Crows out on the road, hopefully real soon. And a big hello to everyone tuning in on the Hootenanny tonight. We'll see y'all later.
Hey, Ketch, and hey, everybody watching the Hootenanny. You know, when we've been on lockdown for as long as we've been on lockdown, things can get a little shaggy. And it's times like that we have to go back to the old ways.
Oh, shoot. Just hold still.
Go back to the old ways of, relying on the talents of the people that you live with to take care of these little tasks that would otherwise go undone while we wait.
Oh, shoot. Fiddlesticks.
What do you mean? What do you mean, fiddlesticks?
Just don't look at it.
Stay safe, everybody. What do you mean, fiddlesticks?
Hey, Ketch. Hey, everyone. Joe Andrews here. Just doing some work here. You know, quarantine has been a blessing and a curse, really. It's given me a lot of time to do a lot of the work that I love to do. And here, let me show you some of the stuff I've been working on. There's a nice anglerfish. Oh, Corey, you'd like that, bud. I'm going to send that one to you. I've got some more puzzles to do to send out tonight, and I just started on that one. That one's not really done yet, but I'm thankful. I'm grateful, but I've never been busier. I got to get back to work. All right. Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.
Hey, we're back. Oh, man, don't my pals look great? I miss all of you guys so much. Jerry, I can't wait to eat one of those hot grilled donuts, and I want to see what Lego creation you're making for me, Joe Jackson. Oh, gosh, Bobby, that's so, it sounds like you're making up a room. That's so wonderful for little baby Hartland Hootenanny Price. That's just wonderful. Well, it's time that we reach into the Pan American Mailbag and read the cards and letters from the folks for whom the Hartland Hootenanny means so much. So, before I do that, I want to tell you, folks are tuned in from all around the world, like in Warsaw, Poland, and in Pemberton, British Columbia, and in Georgetown, Texas, and in Chapel Hill, and Greensboro, and Fairlawn, and Newport, and Iowa, and Mississippi, Vinyl Haven, Maine, out in Penobscot Bay, Vermont and Jacksonville, Ohio, the Shenandoah Valley. Katie Vetter says, "What's up?" I don't know. What's up with you, Katie Yetter? GK says, "Date night with wife in Connecticut." Whoa. Just hope it's not West Hartford. Amber says, "Hey, Ketch from Alabama. We think you're the bee's knees." Thanks, Amber. Kimberly Lord says, "The absolute best thing to happen to quarantine." Charles Roach says, "No dancing tonight. My back is aching." That's what Percocet's for. Tom Rodemakers has tips for homeschooling. Just teach them how to find morals. Oh, what a great idea. It's mushroom season out there. The Art of Lapierre says 3 hamburger emojis and 3 watermelon slice emojis. Oh, I'm so glad. And now, how about some real mail that came in the mail? Because we've been getting so many wonderful cards and letters from you, and we're so glad that you're writing. So here's one from Jeremiah Harrison, who's writing from Greenville, Tennessee. "Dear Ketch, thank you for doing the Hootenanny. This has been a great source of family entertainment. It is as though it is a one-man hee-haw. I mean that as a compliment. Thanks for clarifying. We would love to hear you play James River Blues or Carry Me Back. Again, thank you. The show has a great spirit, is a spirit lifter." Thanks, Jeremiah. Here's one that says on the front of it, "KY is for horses. KY is not for jelly." Thanks for clarifying that, too, Kirk Blakeman of McDaniels KY. "Howdy, Ketch. We laugh, we sing, we square dance, we drink apple juice. We stay safe at home on Saturday night on Rough River Lake in Kentucky. Thanks for bringing us together, Kirk and Tina." Thanks for writing, Kirk and Tina. Ooh, this one's making my mouth water. "Hi, Ketch. Greetings from near the sweetest place on earth. We're loving the Hootenanny. Thanks for bringing a smile to our faces. These last few Saturday nights have been a thrill. Love, Diana and Emily, lifelong fans from, I'm assuming, Hershey, PA." Here's one that says, "Hey, Ketch. We are grateful for the Hootenanny. It brings such mirth and joy in these dark times. Please keep on a pickin'," says Laurie D. from Iowa. Ketch Secor. "Here, my name is Porter Pelham, and I'm 8 years old, and I play the piano. My favorite song of yours is Child of the Mississippi. Could you please send me some sheet music of that?" If I knew how to read music, I would, Porter. "My dog yips when we dance to the quarantine square dance. This is such great news. We hope to see you at the August Oregon Zoo gig." Sorry, kid. A lot of things are getting canceled right now, but we'll see. Oh, and here, this is what my piano looks like. It seems like that's a really great piano that you're working with there, Porter, up there in Oregon. And finally, one last letter here. Oh, also from Multnomah. "Dear Ketch, howdy from Portland, Oregon." It included a sticker. "We just finished watching the first episode of the Hootenanny, and we loved it. Right, mouse?" That was a mouse. "We danced on our back porch, which brought a tear to my eye because I realized it had been quite a spell since I danced. So thank you very much. Hoping to see you all at the zoo this summer, but realize it may not come to pass. And if it does, let's hang loose. Hey, we saw you there way back when you were with the Be Good Tanyas and had a good expletive time. Thank you for doing your part and inspiring us to do ours. We're all in this together. Say hi to all them other old crows. Sincerely, Andy Paulson and family." Well, thanks, Andy, for writing. If you want to write to the Hartland Hootenanny, it's easy. And with quarantine providing you ample time for activities such as letter writing and stamp ordering and envelope licking and disinfecting after your mail carrier visits your porch, then please mail your letters. Mail them in care of the Old Crow Medicine Show's Heartland Studios, 711 Hart Lane, Nashville, Tennessee, 3720616. Don't have time to disinfect on your way to the post office? Stay home with the folks and correspond with the Hartland Hootenanny on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Well, it's almost time for our social distancing square dance, which is going to be a hoot tonight, let me tell you. But before we get out on the dance floor, I'd like to take a moment here to offer a serious note of thanks to some folks out there who couldn't tune in to the Hartland Hootenanny tonight because they were home taking good care of our country. Well, God bless the working man and woman just like me, out there on the front lines fighting COVID-19 to keep on working. As long as their two hands are fit to use, and they might drink a little beer in a tavern or in a fire hall with a whole bunch of firefighters unwinding after putting out a serious blaze, y'all. Maybe domestically here in the United States, say perhaps in Bridgeport, Connecticut, or somewhere nearby. And maybe the firefighter's a guy named Chris, whose wife contacted me on Instagram and asked that I wish him a happy birthday. Happy birthday, Chris, and all the other firefighters tuned in tonight. You know P.T. Barnum is from Bridgeport, too. And they get back to their hard-working jobs. Yeah, it's a song for the hard-working men and women, the firefighters out there who are tuned in, and all of you who are doing your part to keep us all safe, sacrificing life and limb so that we can all be safe out here in these troubling times. Now, I'm gonna get my fiddle out because we got some potatoes to play, and that's my favorite part here. Oh, you know what that sound means. It's going down. I'm yelling timber. You better move. You better dance. That's right, hey riders, it's time for the Hartland Hootenanny social distancing square dance. As always, it's time to roll in my favorite dancing companion. Oh, look at her shine. Oh my God, look at this little beauty. This is the secret weapon for any quarantine contra dance. A large and unwieldy stump that I found in an alley. This is a log that was Oh, what's that? Now, this is a log that was felled due to the Super Thursday tornado, but it seems that there's something here on top of it. Now, there's some white lightning juju in this log that I'll tell you about in a minute that's guaranteed to put a little quick pep step into your dance steps, but what I see here is that a VCR tape has been placed on it. Now, I wonder what this is. Dancing Arthur Grimes OCMS Summer 2019 by Josh Mancuso of Johnson City, Tennessee. Oh, this has got to be good. Thankfully, we have all the latest technologies here at the Heartland Studios. So, before we cut a rug, let's play a tape. I'm going to pop it right in here. Okay, ready? Okay, we're back. Hey! Now grab your partner from a space of roughly 6 feet and hold on tight. Fellas, don't let her out of your sight. Just don't touch her, all right? Hey, ha ha ha, hey, let's dance a while. Now be sure to put a whole lot of space between you and your sweetheart. Everybody out there, thanks for cutting a rug at home during this week's thrilling edition of the Hartland Hootenanny's Social Distancing Square Dance. Back to the lock with you, Nessie. Well, you know what that sound means. It's time to bring on our very special guest joining us here from all the way across the river in East Nashville. Let me get over here to my good old desk here. Whew. Well, it's time to brighten your quarantine with the radiant hues of tonight's very special guest star. And our guest star is celestially orbiting around the room because it's illuminated tonight by none other than Mr. Jukebox himself. Please welcome to the Heartland, Hootenanny, Josh Hedley. Joshua, did we get you?
Am I on?
You're on!
I'm here.
Oh, Joshua, I'm so glad to see you, buddy.
I'm glad to see you too. How you holding up?
Oh, going pretty good, man. Just hanging out here in, Heartland.
I got to come out and see it. What's that now?
I'm wondering how it's been for you since you've been, in self-isolation.
Oh, it's a lot like my day-to-day life. I don't do a whole lot of much anyway, but I've been holding on and surviving and eating a lot of food and partaking in a lot of other things as well, and staying indoors most of all.
And I know you're keeping your hands clean because I can see their radiant glow.
That's right.
Well, I'd love to see you put those hands to good use. Every time, I've known you for a decade now, and I've never seen you without a guitar for long, at the least of which I see you with a violin. So pick
That's
your
right.
poison and sing something sweet. We want to hear you play. It's Saturday night.
Oh, you got it. How about a little ditty from the late great Mickey Newberry? How about that, huh? If you blink, you'll miss it. Doggone my soul, how I love them old songs. They were a comfort to me when I was alone. The dancing's all over, but the music goes on. Doggone my soul, how I love them old songs. Oh, when I hear that double eagle guitar, makes me think how trouble-free, girl, we are. There was a time I'd spend my nights in a bar, playing that old jukebox until the honky-tonk had locked up. Doggone my mind, it just won't leave me alone. Keeps on reminding me I'm so far from home. Them heart-breaking, aching, eggs and bacon country songs. Well, it takes me back to hardwood floors, outdoor johns and mason jars. It's all I can do to believe that it's gone. That hard-knocking, rockin', rollin' life that I'm on. Well, the dancing's all over, but the music just goes on. Doggone my soul, how I love them old songs. Doggone my soul, how I love them old songs. They were a comfort to me when I was alone. Hey, things all over, but the music goes on. Doggone my soul, how I love them old songs. Oh, and I hear that double eagle guitar, it makes me think how trouble-free, girl, we are. There was a time I'd spend my nights in a bar, playing that old jukebox until the honky-tonk had locked up. Doggone my mind, it just won't leave me alone. Keeps on reminding me I'm so far from home. Them heart-breaking, eggs and bacon country songs. Doggone my soul, how I love them old songs. There you go.
When did you learn that one, man? That's a beauty.
I learned it traveling all over the country with old Dad Country Johnny Fritz.
Old corn dog himself.
Oh, the corn dog, baby.
Well, I'm so glad you're here with us. Now, I love the tune, and I got a couple of, we're into the Q&A portion of the show, so I've got a couple of, I'm going to start with the softball, because, anyway.
Okay.
Here goes. If you were a superhero, what powers would you have?
Oh, shit. Oh, hey, hold on a second. I dropped something.
All right. Looks like he dropped a pick or something, but I'm sure he's going to be right back here with us in just a minute to answer this pertinent question about... Oh, my gracious!
Well, what?
Nothing. You just... You look a little different.
Do I have, is there something on... Do I have, a booger or something?
No, you're cool. I'm just wondering about if you were a superhero, what powers you'd have.
I would probably have invisibility. I think invisibility is pretty cool. I'm sort of a, observer of sorts, people watching. I like that. So to be able to really get in and, see what's going on. Invisibility. It sounds fun,
Yeah,
right?
I like that. That's a great answer. Well, you're not
Yeah.
invisible now, but earlier when I saw your scruffiness, I recognized a kind of furriness to you. So I'm wondering if you could describe yourself as any kind of animal. Joshua Hedley, what kind of animal would you be?
Well, I've heard a lot of people say that I remind them of a bear. So let's go with bear. I'm like a big old teddy bear.
Ow. Okay, here's a cute one. If you could be quarantined with anyone, living or dead, who would it be?
Oh, that is a good. Oh, hold on. I dropped my pick again. I think, part of me wants to say George Jones because I think it'd be a lot of fun, but I might not make it through all that fun if you catch my drift. It'd be a little rough one, you know what I'm saying?
Buddy, I know what you're talking.
You
gotta
do,
tell me,
I
man.
know you
I
do.
know. All right, well, finally, what is the first thing, Josh Hedley, that you plan to do once you're able to leave your home?
Oh, that's easy. I'm going to go straight down to Roberts. I'm going to meet up with my band, and I'm going to play a honky-tonk set on a Monday night, and I'm going to eat a big old cheeseburger and maybe even have a drink or two.
That's a honky-tonk hallelujah coming right at you, buddy.
That
Hey,
is
play a
right.
song for us, Mr. Joshua Hedley on the Hartland Hootenanny tonight.
I'd love to. Here's a little tune. Well, I wrote it about myself, y'all. It's off my record, Mr. Jukebox, and it's entitled Weird Thought Thinker. I'm a young sidewinder, a high note finder, a fiddler, a gypsy, and a wandering soul. I'm a little bit crazy, a little bit lazy, and I don't feel at home unless I'm on the road. I got rambling fever down deep in my bones, from back roads and byways to places unknown, from wasteland to graceland or wherever I roam. And I'm never alone on the road. I'm a cigarette smoker, a corny joke joker, but I can get mean when my back's on a wall. And I'm a hell of a drinker and a weird thought thinker, and I do things my way or no way at all. I got rambling fever down deep in my bones, from back roads and byways to places unknown, from wasteland to graceland or wherever I roam. And I'm never alone on the road. I can get mighty squirrely, a little bit surly, but everything changes when you're moving along. Uncomfortable silence, we'll leave that behind us and write it all down in the words of a song. I got rambling fever down deep in my bones, from back roads and byways to places unknown, from wasteland to graceland or wherever I roam. And I'm never alone on the road. I got Willie and Waylon and Haggard and Jones, Billy Joe Shaver and Christopher Soane, passing by white lines, it reminds me of home. And I'm never alone on the road. I'm never alone on the road.
There he was, folks, the one and only Mr. Jukebox himself. He's never alone on the road because he's got spirit, y'all. Joshua Hedley, you sound beautiful. I'm so glad you were with us here on the Hootenanny tonight, man. God bless. Take care. Keep your hands clean. Don't drink Lysol or ammonia.
No, you don't have to worry about that. I'm glad I could be here. I wish I could be there with you in real life.
Well, it won't be too long. Until then, farewell, Joshua Hedley. I can't wait to see you on Lower Broad real soon down at Roberts for a big old honky-tonk Monday. Woo-hoo!
That's right, baby.
All right, God bless.
Thank you very
Take care.
much. See you guys.
Well, there he goes. Wasn't that fun, y'all? Man, it's great to be with old friends. It's great to be with new friends here on the Hootenanny tonight. And now for some fun with our Record of the Week segment. The time in the Hootenanny when we crank up the old Victrola, just like Meemaw and Papaw used to do in days bygone on a big Saturday night, to hear the ragged but right sounds of yesteryear on the old-timey phonograph. Crank it up, boys, and let her whine. Here's our Record of the Week, folks. It's The Boot Heel Drag by the one and only King of Western Swing, Bob Wills, and all of his Texas Playboys on Saturday night. Let's listen.
All right, that boot heel drag.
The king of country western music, and also of all them cowboys riding out on the range. Well, God, thinking about all them cowboys puts me in the mind of a song. My heroes have always been cowboys, and still are, it seems, sadly in search of, and one step back of themselves and their slow-moving dreams. Oh, we've been talking so much during these closing segments about heroes. And if your heroes are cowboys, well, I know the feeling. We've been talking about heroes great and small. Superheroes like John Prine, whose superpower was making songs where small people turn big and make small lives look gigantic. And we've been talking about superheroes like Pete Seeger, whose superpower was commanding all creatures to sing out with hope and in harmony. But you know what? My childhood superheroes weren't all musicians. Some of them were ball players. After getting so many cards and letters from you last week, how you're all missing the national pastime right now, I thought it might be meet and right to bloop a little short dribbler up the right side in tonight's All My Tales Are Tall segment and tell you about a superhero from the infield and a young boy's dream encounter in the spring of his 10th year at a now imploded Rust Belt baseball stadium. An encounter chanced upon by a boy and his father, and his father's father. A trio in from out of town, in a steel town, on a Saturday night. A story about a superhero called The Wizard. Let's play ball! When I was a kid, I loved baseball. I loved to play it, sort of, but I was never very good at it. It was frustrating. People think that when your name is a verb, that you're supposed to be good at that verb. Well, contrary to popular opinion, my name is not a verb, it's a boat. And I'm not good at catching or throwing. And so what I loved most about baseball as a kid was not the playing of it, but the dreaming in it. I dreamed a dream in the color of baseball. Away game Cardinals blue. And in the color of Mookie Wilson.
and Ryan Sandberg and Tops chewing gum and brats and beer. I dreamed in the color of no-hitters and shutouts and of routine pop flies that dropped for a hit. And then one day, at a juncture, all my dreams of baseball began to fade, and no longer did I long to meet Fernando Valenzuela or Sean Dunston. Now I dreamed of meeting Merle Haggard and Gillian Welch, and more than anyone else, of Bob Dylan. Because see, I had stopped dreaming in the color of baseball and began to dream in the color of music. Now, if you know me well enough to know my name is not a verb, but a boat, then you know I never met Bob. But what you don't know is that I never needed to, because see, I met Ozzy. St. Louis, 1984, or was it 5? And I'm the newest Cardinals fan at Old Busch Stadium, a place so sacred it's named for the beer my father drinks, the beer his father drinks. Oh, to be a kid in St. Louis in the 80s is to worship at the idol we all called the Wizard. Not because he was a magician, but in the P.T. Barnum sense of the word, because he was an acrobat. Shortstop Ozzie Smith was bigger than the big top. I swear I saw him around town, but it was just his picture, which was everywhere. We saw a lot of games, my grandfather and my father and I, but the most memorable was not at Busch Stadium, but at Three Rivers Park in Pittsburgh, where we traveled by train to see the Pirates take on our beloved Cardinals the year I turned 10. Pittsburgh, the year I turned 10, was not the innovative city it would come to be when I turned 20 and 30 and then 40, playing music in all its eclectic little haunts from the hills on down to the confluence that gave the old Three Rivers ball field its name. In 1988, Pittsburgh was a pretty sketchy place, made sketchier by our arrival on Amtrak, and sketchier still by my grandfather and my father draining their beers in the parking lot outside the stadium to save from having to buy them on the inside, swilling alongside other men who were draining their beers in the parking lot shadows. Come on, guys, I want to get in early. Into the rusting dome we press and upwards through its dark and echoing bowels, smelling all cabbagey like yeast and meat, and driving onwards. There, I see it, appearing like the glint of a jewel between the iron decks. The heart, a shield of pure emerald, white striped and brown edged, a pure paradise. The greenest pastures of heaven never looked so green as the shining Three Rivers Stadium diamond. And I race down, and my father and his father, they follow me, and there, grasping the chain link fence, we clamor for a peek at real superheroes. Now the big Steel Town boys, they're all gathered by the away team dugout. They all look like better batters and catchers and sliders and ground ball grabbers than I'll ever be. Get up there, sport, my grandfather says to me. And he pushes me hard. And friends, I didn't want to go. But he pushes me in, and suddenly I'm at the front of the pack of those big-shouldered Steel Town boys, holding a perfect spot against the railing. And there, in front of me, stands a smiling Tony Pena, the veteran catcher who'd played with the likes of Willie Stargell. Well, now he was a Cardinal, and I momentarily put a mark on the thought of how great it must be to be a ball player loved by two sets of fans. Johnny Damon knows. Tony Pena signed my Tony Pena baseball card, and then he patted away in his catcher's gear. And then suddenly, from nowhere, an apparition appeared. A figure holier than any saint somebody or other I'd ever heard about in Sunday school. It was the Wizard himself. A hush went down the row of white boys as the bearded black god approached. And then pandemonium Ozzy, 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 Ozzy. We chanted, screaming and raving, Ozzy, Ozzy, Ozzy. He broke up our desperate babbling as he unsmilingly and in a South Alabama drawl said, I ain't signing no more cards. Now, friends, the groan of the prepubescent American male youth, regardless of race, class, or creed, is a sound something like a broken bicycle horn, and is a most repellent sound at that. And crestfallen, we watched as the wizard began to move away. I watched him go. And then something from deep inside forced me to take off my hat. And suddenly, a once latent power was now in my grasp, and a voice burst from me I hadn't heard before or since. Sir, will you please sign my hat? It was all over so quick. He came to me all glorious and angelic and crisp, and he said, Here, kid. Now, there are more details, but I don't need to tell them. They don't really matter. You see, all that really matters is that I met Ozzie Smith when I was 10 years old. When it matters most, to stand before a hero face to face, and to love and to fear them, and to stand in awe knowing that someday you'll be a hero too. A hero to someone, whether in the infield, or on a stage, or at your kid's school, or in your community, or just in your own backyard. We're all someone's hero. You and me, and everyone. We're all somebody's idea of the wizard. Oh, Caroline, heartbroken, hard times that never got us down. Walking the same line through every shady southern town. Hand in hand, your arm round mine, Caroline, you do just fine. We were the Gas House Gang. I'll be Ozzie Smith, you be Sarah, my wife. But we got traded away to the Red Clay League somewhere along the Georgia line. You be the pitcher and the catcher too. I'm a home run kid for his muscles grew. Gonna knock the cover off this time. Oh, Caroline, heartbroken, hard times never got us down. Walking the same line through every shady southern town. Hand in hand, your arm round mine, Caroline, you do just fine. All right, well, how quickly time flies when you're having fun on the Hartland Hootenanny. That's just about all the time we have for you here tonight. But we want to thank our special guests tonight, Mr. Jukebox himself, Joshua Hedley. And we hope to see you all again next Saturday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time when our very special guest will be one of my most favorite comics. You've seen her on the Conan O'Brien Show and on Comedy Central and in moose lodges and paternal organizations across the Badger State. Mary Mack will be here to tickle our funny bones on the Hootenanny on the night before Mother's Day, so stay tuned for that. Well, until next week, keep us following us at Facebook and Instagram and Twitter. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and to get all the latest Hootenanny news, and like our page and ring that bell. And we'll see you next week. Until we meet again, God bless, be safe, take care, wash your hands, don't touch your face, don't drink Lysol, ammonia, bleach, liquid hand sanitizer, Roundup, or fabric softener. And oh, by the way, so long, it's been good to know ya. So long, it's been good to know ya. So long, it's been good to know ya. Till we find a cure, let us self-quarantine. Ask the folks from the CDC. My telephone rang and it jumped off the wall. It was poison control making their call. They said if you drink bleach, believe it or not, you won't kill corona, but your innards will rot. They say so long, it's been good to know ya. So long, it's been good to know ya. So long, it's been good to know ya. This COVID-19 is a-getting my hoe, and I gotta be drifting along. Yeah! All right, thanks again for joining us one more time on the Hartland Hootenanny. We had such a great time being with you, each and every one of you. We appreciate you, each and every one, so much out there. We want to thank you for your years of love and support. The Old Crow Metal Show. No, we'd not be without your steadfast friendship. We'd be all dead or in jail by now. So thanks for keeping us out of the clink and in the pink, folks. We love you. We really do. We also love tonight's guest star on the Hartland Hootenanny, the fabulous Joshua Hedley, Mr. Jukebox himself. And we hope to get to share the stage with him real soon again down on Lower Broad. Who else do we love on the Hartland Hootenanny tonight? We love Maribeth Salkovsky. We love Ozzie Smith. We love manager Whitey Herzog. We love Joaquin Andahar and events like Newlyweds, Sewell and Sam Gornoff. We love Gene Autry and Hank Williams, William Shakespeare and Sharon Vaughn. We love Arthur Grimes and Josh Mancuso. We love the Capulets and the Montagues. We love Mark Knopfler and Dire Straits. We love the Allegheny, the Monongahela, the Ohio Rivers. We love B.T. Barnum. We love you all. That's all the time we have on the Hartland Hootenanny, but we'll see you all again next week. And until then, stay safe and happy. God bless and take care. Wash your hands. Don't touch your face. Keep your distance. Stay optimistic, positive, hopeful, healthy, cheerful, groovy, motivated, untethered, wild, free, liberated. Good night, everybody. Good night, and God bless from Nashville. Ah!